In this tutorial, we are going to find the percentage of each grid that is shaded yellow. So there are a few ways to do this, but I'm going to choose a method where basically we're going to convert each of these diagrams into fractions. And from the fraction, we're going to make our way to a percentage. So here's how I would do the first one, which is this particular one here. And I need to make this into a fraction. I need to express this diagram as a fraction of yellow out of the total. So, well, what is the total number of little yellow little squares? Well, it's 5 across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 down. So 5 times 5, great. That gives me 25 little squares as my total. And now I just need to figure out, well, how many little squares are colored in yellow? Well, from here to here is 3. From here to here is 5, so that's 15 so far, 16, 17. So there's 17 little squares that are colored yellow. Now, once I have my fraction, and in this case, 17 over 25, I have a surefire method to get to the percent. So the method is this. I just multiply whatever the fraction is by 100, because the 100 represents percentage. So multiply by 100. I've got to make this a fraction so I can do the multiplication here. And from here, I'm nearly finished. 17 times 100, that's 1700. And 25 times 1 is 25. So all I need to do now is do what this says, which is 1700 divided by 25. That's what that says. We've got 1700 divided by 25, and that equals 68. So 68% is the correct answer. Now just look at this fraction again. Let's highlight this fraction over here, 17 over 25. Now there is another way to do these kinds of problems, but only if the denominator helps us out. So the denominator here is 25. Now if your denominator is a factor of 100, hey, that makes another method much more useful than even this method that I've shown you. If I was to convert the 25 to 100, what would I need to do to it? Exactly, I need to multiply it by 4. Whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do to the top. And so 17 times 4 is 68. 68 out of 100, well, that is a percent. Because as we know, percent means per 100 or out of 100. And so 68 over 100 is 68%. Okay, that's it. Let's try the second one. Okay, so first off, we go about it the same way that we went with the previous question. We're going to convert to a fraction. So I need to find out the total number of little squares. So again, I'm just going to go, okay, so how many squares wide? So it's 5. How many squares high? 4. So 5 times 4 is 20. Great. So 20 becomes my denominator. And how many of these squares are yellow? Well, there's 3 this way and 4 that way. So that's 12, 13, 14, 15. So 15 over 20. Great. Now I have my fraction. So the first way that you can do it is to multiply by 100 over 1. That's the percentage bit, right? So we're going to multiply the fraction 15/20ths by 100 over 1. So numerator times numerator is 1500, and denominator times denominator is 20. Excellent. We can use our calculator, so let's use our calculator. So 1500 divided by, because that's what the fraction bar means. Fraction bar means divided by 20. What does that equal? 75. So the answer, 75%. Now, before we conclude, just one more thing. 15 over 20, you should always check, is the denominator a factor of 100? In this case, it is, because I can get to 100 from 20 by multiplying by 5. Whatever I do to the bottom, I've got to do to the top. So what is 15 times 5? Well, it's 75. And all I need to do now is consider, well, percentage is out of 100. Well, this is out of 100. And therefore, 75% is the answer. And that's all there is to it.